Okay guys, this is the final video for NTI day 26. Exercise 1, again, this is something that you need to be doing on your own, or at least attempting it, but this follows the exact same pattern that we did for examples 1A and 1B. Now remember, you do not have to draw these imaginary lines. That was just me showing you how it's solved, or I guess how it makes sense geometrically. But there's a shortcut that I told you as well. Let me try to autofocus. This has been a bit of pain in the butt today. Just remember, the shortcut is to solve for either of these angles, which these are two the same because they're vertical angles, in case you forgot that term. But to solve for x, you add the two arc measurements together, then you divide those by 2. That's how you get this average, or that's the average, but that's how you get this angle. Now I'm going to do example 2, and then you'll do exercise 2. But example 2, it's almost the exact same thing as example 1. I'm just asking you to find one more angle measurement. So the measure of arc AB, A to B, is 150 degrees. And we're out of focus again. I'm going to lose it. I might lose it. Okay. AB is 150 degrees. The measure of arc CD is 80 degrees. So CD is 80 degrees. AB is 150. What is the measure of angle X? So if you really wanted to, you could draw those imaginary lines and then see that the inscribed angle is angle ACB, so 150 divided by 2 is that, and then do the same thing. 80 divided by 2 is this. This is a triangle. That's what we did for 1A and 1B, example 1A and 1B. You don't have to do that. What you can do is you take 150, you add it with the other arc that I give you, which is 80, so 150 plus 80, and then you divide those by 2. That's how we're going to solve for x, because x is the angle that's like facing this arc. So 150 plus 80 is equal to 230. Okay, and then 230 divided by 2 is equal to 115 degrees. So x is equal to 115 degrees. Oh my God. I don't know how long it was like that, so I apologize. I'm not looking at my screen, I'm looking at the paper, and then I looked up and saw that it was fuzzy. But just in case that didn't come through well, 150 plus 80 is 230. And then the formula is you add these two arc measures together, then you divide by 2, and that's how you get this angle x. Or x could have also been right here, because these are vertical angles, meaning they're the exact same. Anytime you have two lines that intersect, the opposite angles are going to be the same. So these two are the same, and then these two are the same. But it's not terribly important for, this is just me giving you just a little miniature review. But anyway, 150 plus 80 is 230. 230 divided by 2 is 115. That's why x is 115 degrees. So what is y? And again, I would say just, what is y? So just imagine, this is a magnifying glass, and I'm only concerned with this little piece right here. So you have this line up there like that, and then this leads to point B, but this right here is just if you zoomed in right here. Well, x was 115, so I'm asking you, what is y? Well, straight lines are 180 degrees. So anytime you have a straight line, that actually has a measurement of 180 degrees. So if this full straight line is 180, I know a part of that is 115, so I need to do 180, which is the total, minus what I already know, which is 115, and that's going to leave me left over with my y. So 180 minus 115 is, let me make sure I do this in my head right, 65 degrees. 180 minus 115 is 65 degrees. So y is equal to 65. Same thing with exercise 2. I'm not going to do it for you, but to find x, you add up the two arcs, divide by 2, that's going to be x. And then after you have x, you know that x plus y completes this straight line. And straight lines are 180. So 180 degrees minus x will give you y.